Hi and welcome to another episode of the Screen Geek Diaries. Apologies for the lighting in advance, but Britain has reverted back to type and it is now rainy and dark outside, so we're stuck with yellow screen for a little while. Sorry! Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about this week was films that represent certain portions of our lives. For example, I've recently just gone through the whole experience of going to university, or college as you would call it in the States. And I found that certain movies really encapsulated my time there. The American Pie series, Not Another Teen Movie, and more recently, Pitch Perfect. Really encapsulated sort of that going off to college, becoming an adult, partying the night away, yet still having to study. Weird section of your life, but fabulous section of your life, that you become an adult, but you can go crazy. And you can party and you can drink and you can still manage to study for your hopes and dreams of the future. And it feels like it will never end. And I think that feeling comes from the fact that these movies stop at the point where they graduate. Like in She's All That, for example. The very last scene is their graduation day. But what is not represented so much in Hollywood is the after university situation. The sort of limbo of existence where you suddenly realise that you haven't got a job and you have to move back home and live with your parents, and it's a very weird situation to find yourself in the fact that you are an adult and you have basically looked after yourself successfully for about 3 years, and yet you are having to move back home and still be an adult but live under the rules and regulations of your parents' roof. And you have no job, and you're trying to find a job, but then you've got the crazy sort of fears that if you get a job it's not going to be in what you've studied for, and then you're going to end up stuck in it forever and you're never going to achieve your aspirations. And it's a weird sort of limbo existence that unfortunately a lot of us have had to live through at the moment. And you're in a situation where you're an adult, but the last time you lived under your parents' roof, you were a child, and in their eyes, you are still a child in their respects. You're their child, and so they still treat you that way, which, I don't know about anyone else, but can make you really angry because you are an adult and you have managed to live your life for 3 years doing what you want, and you're now under the rules and regulations of your parents. Yet, you do stuff that surprises the hell out of them, because you never used to do that when you were at home. For example, my mum turned around to me a couple of weeks back and was like, "Oh well, it's your mum. Just ringing to let you know that your car tax is due in a bit and we wouldn't want you to forget it now, would we?" "Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I got that all sorted weeks ago. I managed to find all my paperwork, and for once I've got enough money. And all I need to do is just go to the post office and get it sorted." She practically had a faint, because previous me would have left it till the complete last minute, not knowing where any of my paperwork is, and it would have been a night before tearing around trying to find everything, let alone the fact that I probably wouldn't have had the money at the time to have done that in the first place. And it's a very sort of almost purgatory state of being, and I don't think that's been fully represented by Hollywood. I mean, sure, there are movies like, for example, The Graduate, which is a fantastic and sort of classic movie about life after university and what do you do now situation. But unless you find yourself with a very hot next door neighbour and her equally gorgeous daughter that is willing to bang you on a regular basis, that's not how your life is working out. And I think there should be something that represents the sort of weird confusion of existence that is that period of time, more realistically. Okay, there may be certain moments that could be really boring, like you probably wouldn't want to watch a movie of an hour and a half of someone lying in bed just going through the internet trying to find any job that will take them, or at least be made into a BBC Three documentary for a couple nights a week. Please leave a comment in the box below if you think there are any other aspects of life that should be better encapsulated by the likes of film and television, or leave a like or subscribe to this page if you think you could see more of me giving the likes of the BBC and whatnot ideas for future television shows.